how do you feel like this team's handled success against Georgia and Kentucky? Have you guys practiced? What's the mindset of the team after 2 big wins?
Yeah, I think we've handled it really well. Coach always emphasized that we're taking one game at a time. We're trying to do our best every practice, every game. I think a little bit of experience from last year's run to be prepared for the next game and not be stuck in the previous game too much. That has helped us out a lot, and I think we carried it on to the wins over Georgia and Kentucky pretty well.
You were very assertive early on against Kentucky. What changed with your game and your approach?
I think I was just more dialed in, which I have to do a better job of, especially during conference play. A few of the last games haven't been as good. I think the mindset of just going against Kentucky made it for me.
Wes, how hard were the first couple months on campus trying to learn Frank's system and learn the point guard play, and how have you kind of adapted to it now that you're seeing more starting minutes?
So far, I just kind of wanted to just stay coach at Coach Frank. And the other guards like Corey Holden was injured. You know, Dwayne's back, Justin Mackey, Brian Still. Like, I kind of focused in and really spent time with them. And also with Coach Frank and Coach Chuck, and they kind of just blew me into the position I am now. I just listen and try to follow what they want.
How was Dwayne helped you? What is kind of his big piece of advice to you now he's coming back?
Defensive, on the defensive end, just being a pit bull, just staying on the ball, you know, determining what the offensive player is going to do instead of letting the offensive player determine.
Frank said you allowed him to coach because you were playing point guard the way he wanted you to play. What did you notice different about your game on Tuesday?
One of Coach Frank's biggest things is just always being aggressive, being assertive, and taking control of the game. So I kind of, last couple of days, he's been on me about that, and I just focus on that and just try to give him the best I could basically do.
Wes, Frank said last time on his radio show that when the team isn't turning the ball over and you're getting to the free throw line, that's good offense. How would you describe kind of your guys' offense right now, where the shooting percentage hasn't been very high, but you guys have been doing it the other ways?
I kind of say right now, our last couple of games, like you said, we haven't been shooting the ball well, but we kind of made the game a tough, gritty game, just attacking the basket, getting in the paint, because all the time we ain't gonna make shots. So it's just an alternate. We got to attack. We got to go. We try to get fast break points.
How does that fit your style? Not to say that you want to be kind of running an offense that's only shooting 30-some%, but how does that the grittiness and getting to the lane and getting to the free throw line, how does that fit into what you like to do?
I like to attack the basket. So it's kind of, as we play faster paced team, we got athletes. Chris, Mike could dribble it. He could take guys off the dribble. It kind of benefits us instead of just settling for jump shots. Because at times that's what we do instead of attacking.
Frank said after Kentucky, shooting 24% from the free throw line or whatever it was. How much did that conversation help you out? What changed from the free throw line when he talked to you against Kentucky?
I mean, shooting from the free throw line, I hit a slump in, when was it, December. Couldn't make a shot, but every day after practice, just got to get repetitions up and got to get shots up, and they started to fall down.
Is looking at Tennessee kind of like looking in the mirror, kind of a gritty, defensive-minded team like yours?
Yeah, definitely. They're really tough, and just fighting, going against them is going to be tough. But the stronger team, I think, will win.
Like when Chris is kind of rolling like he is, what is kind of your role to help him offensively to kind of get freed up and things like that? What do you think you're adding kind of to his recent really good stretch here?
I'm just trying to be there to support him. Like, he's obviously being extra aggressive. He's making everyone collapse on him. So I'm just trying to find the open spots, trying to be aggressive as well, so that it would open it up a little bit for him.
Kind of like what I was asking, how you've been around this program now for over a year, and how is this last stretch, despite not the good shooting, still kind of what Frank wants out of this team, and how have you guys kind of been living up to, doing the little things to helping you guys win?
Yeah. I think everything starts in defense. We've been in line, we've been aggressive on defense. That's got us going. the whole team gets going off of that, off a good defense, and that transitions onto offense, either with fast breaks or just the mentality and mindset of it.
Do you guys feel though? I mean, both of you guys. I mean, Frank talked in the preseason the way you guys were shooting that this was a really good shooting team. Do you feel like once that hits, like what's the potential for this team if you guys go out there and start meeting your kind of potential from that standpoint?
Yeah, I still believe we are a great shooting team. It's just that during them spurts in the games, we disappear. And when that comes and we have I still don't think we played our best basketball yet. Like, Book hitting threes, DB coming in the game, contributing, Justin shooting it well, me shooting it well, Mike shooting it well. But it'll all come along eventually.
You talked about not necessarily your passing, but as a team, the passing as a whole isn't as quick. How much has that been an emphasis over the past couple of days?
Right now, we just trying to. That's a tough question. We just trying to move the ball. Basically, we still trying to figure each other out. So, like, as I know more of what Mike wants to do, how fast Chris wants to post when he wants the ball, like, it's just we're gonna click eventually, and I see that now. Like, Chris posts, we immediately throwing the ball. Mike is on the wing, we kick it to him. So.
But you feel like you have made progress from
Yeah,
when you started?
pretty much like a lot of progress.
Wes, Frank said the other night that he credited you, Frank, and Chris as taking leadership in that Kentucky game. When you were out there, what were the things that you were doing that he noticed that led him to saying that?
I was being demanding on the offensive end, making sure Chris posted hard, and on the defensive end, talking and communicating, making sure we all stayed in line and just communicated.
You guys talked about just the idea of continuing to kind of build that chemistry, and you guys have won 2 huge games against Georgia and Kentucky. How much does building that momentum help you build that chemistry moving forward?
That momentum is big because, as you know, I say with this team, from what I've seen, every day or every game is somebody new. Like, Booker have a game where he's not impacting it on the offensive end, but he's on the defensive end. Mike is scoring, hitting free throws. Everybody's doing the intangible. So as we all just put it together, we focus more on playing South Carolina basketball, and that's why we've been successful the last 2 games.
Talk about, you said South Carolina basketball. How long did it take, you being new to this, how long did it take for you to realize what the identity of this program is?
It took me pretty long, because I was so used to just playing offense.
Yeah.
Being tough, gritty, standing in their faces, bothering people. I love it. Yeah.
Was there a moment when that turned for you?
Yeah, it turned because it was like the 2 point guards was injured, Hassani, Corey. So it was like, all right, we got to go now. It's time to go. I got to pick it up. So that's what I did.
You being from the Northeast, you probably thought you would come down here and not have to wear a winter jacket again, things like that.
Yeah.
What has this last week or so been like for you?
I feel like I'm back at home now. It's pretty cool to me. I've been to schools up north, so I feel like at home.
What's one?
Last question, go ahead.
One thing that Frank also said the other night was that if you guys didn't come out and play strong against Tennessee, that takes the shine off the Kentucky win a little bit. Is there a message that's been preached in practice in the last couple of days since Tuesday night?
Coach Frank's biggest thing is just the next day, the new opponent. We don't we ain't gonna stay on the high horse because we beat Kentucky. So that's our thing. Just on to the next opponent. The next game is our biggest game.